Black horror didn't just break barriers, it broke the rules. It gave us stories, icons, and moments that hit harder than anything else out there. As a black man myself, some of these movies hit even deeper because seeing someone who looks like me survive, fight back, and be the story in a horror setting, that means something. Today, I'm breaking down my top 10 black horror movies, personal horror favorites. And this right here is gonna be part 1. We're starting with numbers 10 through 6. So if you love horror, culture, and real storytelling, you're in the right place. Let's talk about it. What's going on? It's Trey here, and I appreciate you for clicking on the video. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content. And like I mentioned, this is going to be my top 10 black horror movies, personal horror favorites. And I'm just strictly basing this off of horror settings, a horror story, and just the overall horror tone. Not factoring in if the movie is good or bad. I'm just talking about black horror movies that are some of my personal favorites, and it's 10 of them. But before we get into the list though, I gotta give a quick shout out to an honorable mention of Sinners that was newly released April 18th, 2025. And if you guys haven't seen my Sinners breakdown or review, I'll place it right here. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I have it in the description below. But Sinners brought you something fresh to the game. That 1930s Southern style setting full of vampires, music, culture, loyalty, and betrayal. And it wasn't scared to mix horror with real character storytelling. It barely missed my top 10, but it's definitely a movie worth checking out. And the only reason I would say it's not in my top 10 because it's a newly released film and I need to spend more time with it. And to be honest, it had horror elements in the film, but it just didn't overall catch that horror tone that I'm used to and that I'm particularly ranking with this list. Now let's jump into the real list. Coming in at number 10 is going to be Bones from 2001. Snoop Dogg as a supernatural force of revenge. Man, you can't tell me this movie didn't leave a mark. Bones is pure early 2000s. Black horror style, it's bloody, it's stylish, it's grimy, and it's got that hood ghost story energy that still feels unique to this day. What made Bones hit for me, it wasn't just the horror, it was the pain behind it. Jimmy Bones wasn't just some villain, he was portrayed, murdered, and came back to make it right. Plus you had Pam Grier, Khalil Kain, and Clifton Powell. And if you don't know any about those three, that was a stacked cast for the time this movie was released. Bones is far from perfect. I'll be the first to tell you that. But it's a cult classic that deserves way more love. And my favorite moment, when Bones first reveals himself.
Jimmy Bones, was that you? We killed you, motherfucker, and buried your ass in nothing but your bitch's bloody rags. Now I can count the holes in your motherfucking chest.
Cold, bloody, and spitting venom at the people who sold him out. Certified black horror revenge classic. Coming in at number 9 is going to be Vampire in Brooklyn from 1995. Back in 1995, Eddie Murphy in a horror movie might have sounded crazy, but he kind of pulled it off. This was a horror comedy. He plays Maximilian, a smooth, ancient vampire trying to find his queen in the city of New York. And he does it with style, charm. It's funny, it's creepy, and I believe somewhat slept on. This was also directed by Wes Craven too. And if you don't know who that is, that's the maker of Freddy Krueger and Ghostface. And also a shout out to the wonderful, magnificent Angela Bassett. She was also a main role in this film. And as always, she outacted everyone in this movie. This was a classic. Coming in at number 8 is going to be Death by Temptation, released in 1990. This one is for my indie horror movie lovers. It's low budget, don't get me wrong, but has high tension. A demon seductress is hunting men in New York, and this story plays with lust, faith, and temptation, all through a black lens. What I love most about this film is the atmosphere, the smoky bars, neon lighting, and the eerie jazz. And Kadeem Hardison, he was in his bag in this one. Oh, and also Samuel Jackson shows up in the early role too. This one right here, it does not get talked about enough, but trust me, it belongs here. Number 7 on my list is gonna be His House from 2020. This one here, it shook me. It's a refugee horror story that mixes ghosts with trauma and guilt into one terrifying experience. 2 Sudanese immigrants are placed in a rundown England home, and what's haunting them is way deeper than just ghosts. It's emotional, terrifying, and powerful all at once. It's not just jump scares, it's psychological, and it sticks with you. The acting, I have to say, it's pretty incredible. The story, it's original. The fear is real. And I just might have to go out on the ledge and say this is one of the best horror films released in the past few years. Coming in at number 6, Ganja Hess from 1973. Yeah, I done went back in the time machine on this one. This is black horror art. I mean, straight up. This is a cult classic about a man who becomes a vampire after being stabbed with a cursed dagger. But this ain't your typical vampire movie. It's deep, poetic, and raw. This movie stars Dwayne Jones, and for all my horror fans, you might remember that name from Night of the Living Dead.
I think you should just calm down.
He gives you a performance that's calm, but at the same time haunting. The chemistry between Ganja and Hess is unsettling and beautiful, all at the same time. This film was way ahead of its time and influenced so many others that came after. You gotta respect it. So those are my numbers 10 through 6. And hey y'all, we just not getting started. Part 2, 5 through 1, that's where the heavy hitters gonna be. So be on the lookout for that list as well. But be sure to like up and subscribe and drop in the comments what's your top 10 black horror films. But be sure to follow for any more movie news, reviews, or anything of that nature, because it's possible. If you've seen it, I've seen it too.